Searching for the best climbing belay device? In the past 10 years, we've tested over 26 different individual models, with 16 choices highlighted in our review. Belay devices come in 3 different categories: active assisted braking, passive assisted braking, and traditional tube shock, and our expert climbing testers have put in hundreds of hours belaying and testing all 3 kinds. We rate each device for critical performance elements such as how smooth it feeds slack, how effective it is rappelling and lowering, and how aggressively it bites the rope when catching falls. The result is a comprehensive comparison tested review, and some excellent recommendations regardless of whether you are new or seasoned, and climb in the gym, or on the largest faces and peaks in the world. The first product on our list is Petzl GriGri. In 2019, Petzl updated the most popular assisted braking device in the world for a 3rd time, releasing the newest version, now simply known, once again, as the GriGri. For those who are confused, this device updates the GriGri 2, which is no longer being produced or sold, but is not at all the same as the original GriGri, with which it shares the same name. Although it looks very similar to its predecessor, this new GriGri has seen a number of minor tweaks, often incorporating aspects that were found to be successful with the release of the GriGri Plus in 2017. The cam spring is a bit tighter, making it easier to pay out slack ATC style, and the area on the back of the cam where you might hold your thumb to pay out slack is now lower profile as well, reducing the risk of holding this open when a leader falls. The lower arm now has a bit more play, making it slightly harder to simply open fully. Best of all, this device now accommodates ropes down to 8.5 mm, which is currently the skinniest single rope on the market. These tweaks are minor but positive changes that only make this device function better. While the GriGri is far and away the most popular active assisted braking device on the market, it still comes with the notable downside that one must lock open the braking cam to quickly feed slack to a leader, a design that has inspired countless competitors searching for better methods. With this model, it is easier than ever to push rope through the device, in the same way slack is fed with a tube-style device, although the cam must still be overridden to feed out an arm load or 2 in a hurry. Which brings up another downside of the GriGri: proper and safe belay techniques can be challenging to learn and perfect. Most climbers who have been at it a couple of years or longer have long since crossed this hurdle, and for them, we still recommend the GriGri as the best belay device on the market. For those who are new to climbing or inexperienced with the GriGri, or who simply like having even more safety features, we recommend the GriGri Plus instead. The second product in our list is Petzl GriGri Plus. First released in 2017, the GriGri Plus has several safety features not found on the standard GriGri, hopefully reducing the risk of belayer error accidents. This device works in the same way as the GriGri, but also includes a couple of clever overrides for the most common errors amongst GriGri users. The first is that the handle has an anti-panic feature. When lowering a climber, the belayer uses a lever arm handle to release the grip on the rope. It is possible to open this handle way too far, without a hand on the brake rope, and suddenly drop the climber to the ground. With the GriGri Plus, the handle automatically disengages beyond a certain point, releasing the tension on the cam and stopping the lower. The sweet spot for a smooth, not too slow lower can be hard to find at first, but it's now much harder to drop a climber while lowering with a properly loaded GriGri Plus. The second feature is a toggle switch between lead and top rope modes, which adjusts the spring tension on the cam inside the device. In top rope mode, the cam grips far more tightly, while in lead mode, it allows for an easier time paying out slack. While significantly safer than a standard GriGri, the features found on the Plus can be annoying to work around if you are so used to using a GriGri that it has become an extension of your mind and body. In particular, it is easy to forget to switch from top rope to lead, resulting in a frustrated leader as they get continually short-roped. The new features also don't eliminate the need to lock out the cam while feeding out slack to a leader, a potentially dangerous moment, especially close to the ground. And the biggest hurdle to usage of the GriGri Plus is that it can be challenging to learn to use properly and safely, an argument many die-hard ATC users cite as the reason they avoid the GriGri to begin with. This model is also heavier and more expensive than the standard model. While there are some downsides, GriGri have become nearly ubiquitous at the crag or in the gym no matter where in the world you are and offer tremendous advantages over standard belay devices. We believe that all types of climbers can benefit from knowing how to use a GriGri, and recommend the Plus, especially for those new to the game. The next product is Black Diamond ATC Guide. For climbers on a budget, and especially those that like to do it all, our recommendation is the Black Diamond ATC Guide. This device offers the same ideal characteristics as the simpler ATC XB for standard belays, while also providing auto-block capability for bringing up followers directly on an anchor. This tube-style device allows one to use the simplest, easiest to learn, and most commonly taught belay style for paying out slack while leading, negating the need to learn a new style based on the belay device. It also easily accommodates 2 strands of rope, making it ideal and versatile for rappelling, a huge bonus. While it isn't as inexpensive as the tube-style devices that don't have auto-block capabilities, we think that the extra couple of bucks for this ability greatly enhances the performance if you ever intend to do any multi-pitching at all. The only real downside to the ATC Guide is that it doesn't include any form of braking assistance. Assisted braking devices reduce the likelihood of dropping a lead climber and also make it much easier to lock off and hold someone for long periods of time. Some passive assist devices are barely any more expensive, making them a compelling option instead. The ATC Guide is also slightly heavier than its closest and most popular competition, the Petzl Reverso, but we think the extra durability is worth adding a couple tenths of an ounce. If you want the most versatile option at a fantastic price, this is the one we recommend. The next product is Trango Vergo. As long as there have been GriGri, there have been imitation devices made by competing companies attempting to capture a bit of the market share, while also solving some of its inherent problems. While it has been a long time coming, the Trango Vergo is one of the most appealing active-assisted braking devices we have tested. Its most endearing feature revolves around safety. It is not possible to lock out the catch cam mechanism, like on the GriGri. This feature alone greatly reduces the chances that a belayer could accidentally drop the climber while clipping, a problem even more dangerous when the climber is close to the ground. The cam that pinches the rope to provide the braking assist does not have a spring in it but uses the angle by which the rope is running over it to determine whether there is enough friction to catch or stay open. Feed out slack to the side as recommended, a method that allows one to pay out longer loops of slack with one arm, and the cam stays open. Pull upwards, in the direction that a climber would, and the cam uses friction to automatically lock up. The ergonomic design of the Vergo also allows you to hold the brake end of the rope in the same hand as the device without bending it back, so there is less friction to overcome when pulling out slack. Once mastered, we believe this method proves far easier and safer than lead belaying with a GriGri. Of course, like all assisted belay devices, a new technique must be learned and mastered to be an effective belayer, especially for leading. Compared to the other active-assisted braking devices, though, we found this technique to be relatively quick and intuitive to perform and didn't require much thought after only a couple of pitches. The Vergo also doesn't have the same anti-panic handle as the GriGri Plus or Campmatic, so it's possible to open it up full bore while lowering and drop a climber very fast. The Vergo is only good to go with ropes 8.9 mm and thicker, so beware if you commonly use an ultra-thin cord. Lastly, while Trango makes it clear in all its instructional documentation and training videos, it is easy to accidentally clip the Vergo into the harness the wrong way, which diminishes the amount of friction a leader puts on the catch cam. We found the correct way a bit confusing since it seems to be upside down if you are used to a GriGri's orientation, and puts a half twist into the belay loop when used correctly. Despite the minor downsides, the Vergo is our favorite active-assisted braking device that isn't a GriGri. We highly recommend checking it out if you don't like the way the GriGri feeds slack or are curious about the other options out there. The next product is Edelrid Giga. July 2019 saw the long-awaited release of the Edelrid Giga July, an updated version of the Mega July. The engineers at Edelrid worked hard to solve many of the problems with the older device, and the result has quickly become our favorite belay device for multi-pitch climbing. Most multi-pitch devices do not have braking assist, but so many climbers love the braking assist found on their GriGri that they will carry two devices up a multi-pitch climb rather than do without the added assistance. The Giga July awesomely negates that need by incorporating passive assist braking with standard tube-style functionality, what they call manual mode, combined with auto block, for the most versatile belay device we have seen. A simple toggle switch allows you to reverse the device to switch modes. We found ourselves most often belaying the leader in assisted braking mode, although if the pitch is really easy and the climber is moving super fast, you can also just use manual. For rappelling, we prefer the smoothness of manual mode with a Prusik backup, but we like how brake assist rappelling is also possible. Of course, we pretty much always belay up the second in auto block mode. As with most great things, there are a few downsides. Belaying the leader with braking assist requires learning the technique, which we found to be pretty easy, but also takes slightly more effort than belaying in manual mode. Lowering a climber in brake assist mode can be a bit jerky, so we mostly prefer this device for multi-pitching and use something else for our daily cragging. It's also slightly heavier and more expensive than a BDATC guide or Petzl Reverso, but this trade-off is minimal, considering you also get braking assist. For easy multi-pitching, many climbers may not need braking assist. However, for climbing anywhere close to your limit, where falls are a real possibility, having brake assist is a serious advantage, and the nifty Giga July gives you that versatility added on to the standard multi-pitch device features. The next product in our list is Wild Country Revo. The primary downside of all ATC or tube-style belay devices is that a firm grip is required on the brake strand of the rope at all times. If the belayer is hit by a rock, slammed into the wall, or the rope somehow slips out of their grip, a falling climber will hit the deck in about 1 second. Enter the new Wild Country Revo, which solves this issue by adding an automatic locking mechanism that stops the rope if it moves through the device faster than 4 meters per second. It does so by using an out-of-balance flywheel on the inside that combines with centrifugal forces to trigger the locking mechanism above certain speeds. The brilliance is that the device functions exactly like a simple tube, and the belayer uses the same technique they were taught when they learned. The Revo does not in any way assist with braking but simply provides an emergency backup, the first device that we are aware of that works in this manner. Because of this great design, its advantages include the smoothest paying out of slack of any device we have ever tried. It is also designed in a way that it cannot be loaded backwards, so no need to continually check for little hand and climber icons. The principal downside to this device is that it can only be used with a single rope, much like most active assist devices such as the GriGri, somewhat limiting its appropriateness for multi-pitching. We would not use it to belay a second off the anchor from above. Compared to most devices, it is heavy and on the larger side, but not prohibitively so. It also comes with a price tag that you would expect from a complicated piece of engineering. Negatives aside, the emergency backup performed perfectly in all of our testing, and every climber who used it was amazed at its ease and simplicity to learn. We expect to see this device become significantly more popular in the near future, especially for gym climbing and single pitch cragging. Thanks for watching and hope you liked it. As always, all the links about the products will be in the description below, so if you want to find the best prices and more information that we might not get a chance to mention in the video, be sure to check them out.